Hi guys, welcome to another session with me. As you already know, my name is Edwin Prichum, and then today we are creating a website, not just using HTML CSS, but we are including JavaScript to this. So yes, I'm creating a portfolio website for myself here, which will be including HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's just get into it. Okay, so first we need to create our HTML file. So our name is project.html. HTML, create a CSS file and a JavaScript file. Yes. So since we are done, we have to link everything together. I have to link everything to the HTML file. So first, let me just get my already built code. Already built code. So this is it. So first, I want to link my CSS to my HTML. So link. Okay. So after linking my CSS file, I need to also link my JavaScript to it so that everything will be balanced. So we need to use the code for it to script and portfolio website. Yes. So let's get into it. It has changed already. Portfolio website has changed. So first, let's create a header for everything. Let's create a header for the whole page. So create header. That's header. Create a logo. Create a logo for first thing is to create a logo. So a dot logo, and then whenever we click the logo, we want it to come directly to the home page. So let's do this home. So anytime I click on the logo, it will come directly to the home page. And my logo will be my name. So there's our home. Set this to home. We'll copy this and we'll keep pasting and then changing everything here. So this is home. This is about. This is services. This is services. And we change this to contact. Okay. What is our link? Everything here is our link right now. So let's just paste this thing down and then we'll later style everything. So after this, we'll just need to create a button. Using a gradient form. So gradient button. And then we'll write contact on it. So after styling, you understand. Then we set a class for this. This BX is actually a theme in it. BX menu. So an ID for this. So it is a menu icon. since this is here, we can use any box icon from this website. So let's go. So this is my home section, right? So since we are done, I think we need to style this so you guys will understand what I'm trying to do here. So you go to our, I need to save this. No, I need to save this. Then I go to my CSS file. See, it has actually appeared. This is the box icon I use. This is the menu I use here. The menu I used, and then the menu icon. So this is it. So let's just go to our CSS and go and start styling everything. So with our CSS, we set margin to 0. So margin to 0. Oh, our CSS, we set margin to 0. Our main color is something that looks like orange red color. So 80C. Okay. So that's what we use. I don't know working. Link browse style sheet project.css. Okay. So we've hard coded everything. So this is what we'll be using. So in my HTML, this is what I want to happen. I want the font size, I want the font size to be 60% of the original font size, and then set overflow X to heading. So that any overflow along the X axis will be hidden. It won't be shown. And then for the body, we set the background to my hard coded file. So over which is background color. Right. Yeah. So you see my background color was black, so everything has been black. And then we set the text color to text color. Yeah. What is it? Let me just, it's my laptop on charge. So my header, let's just start my header. This is my header. So we are styling this. So we want the header file to be fixed. We want it to be fixed at the top. So let's just set the position to fixed. And then I want the width to cover every part of it. So the width should be 100%. So that will cover everything. And then we set the top to 0. So it stays there. And the left is also 0. When you set a padding for this, you make it 4 for the top and bottom, 4 and 3, and make it a little bit orange. Make orange to be like 10%, and then I make red set red start navigation, and we just set the font size to 1.8 rem, and then we set the font color to text color, set this to text color, and then we place a margin on this, a margin of margin place of 4 rem, where I to leave to give it a space of 4 from away from the logo. It is away from the logo right now. So after this, then we set a font weight for everything. Set a font weight of 500. Font weight of 500. Then make this set an animation style for this. So 0.3 seconds. Solid transparent. And then solid and 2 rem for this. Set border radius to give it some smooth edge of 3 rem. So this is what I'm talking about. So after the border radius, let's give it a color. So I think we'd have to copy this color, this background, to match everything. Let's need to paste this here. Okay, not bad. Now let's place a letter spacing for this. Letter spacing. Let's do this 1 pixels. And then we make it clickable. So cursor should be pointer, making it clickable. And then let's set a transition for this so we can animate it. So 0.3 seconds take. Okay, so this is our section for home. Oh, already we create a div. Let's just create a div which will include, let's create a div to include our home content, what the content should be about. So home content, so it should be here, and we create a div also for the social icon. So let's create a div to dot social icons. Create a div for social icons, and then let's create a div for button group. Button group, and lastly let's create a last div for the home image. Okay, so for my home content, this is what I wanted to do. So let's do this. For my home content, need on each one which says alright, right, Okay. So you see, we actually start the span. So we this is the span I created. So actually take the color of whatever I did over there. So this is the each one. So we go back and create an h3 for this. Create an h3 for this, and with this LC air. With this, you see, I am a web. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do. So sorry, took so much time. So we need to copy this and then create it a couple of times. Okay, so I just change this and then I make this LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Well, make this Instagram. To actually fetch the box icons for me in on the website. And this is okay. We are done with this. Alright. So the button group is what we are going to start. So with this, I'll create an e tag with the class called button. Right, and I'll set this to hash, and then I create higher. Right, copy this, paste this here, then with this, I just do this contact. Whenever I press this, send me straight to the contact section. So this is it. So we are done with this. We are done with this. So that is it. Oh, so all this is in the home content, right? So this is the home content, and then this, then all this should be inside the home content. Copy this. Everything here should be inside the home content. Everything should be inside the home content. Okay. So the only thing which will be outside the home content should be the image. The image for this, the image should be outside the home content. And then with the image, we actually have our image already, so we just need to call it over here. So just set it to image, set this to image, and then the source is the source. What am I doing? Oh no, no. So this should download. Yes, yes. Select everything here. Okay, so this is it. So everything we tied over here is beneath the header. The header is transparent, and then everything is here, and then this is the image. So when I'm styling, everything will just come in order right now. But then for now, let's just bear with me for the meantime. Just bear with me for the meantime. So since we are done with this, I think we need to go and install everything. So this is everything we'll be needing for the home page. So this is the home page, and this is everything we'll be needing. So I think we need to go and install this. Yes, we need to install this right now. So let me take this and let me go back to my CSS. Let me just go back to my CSS file. Okay. So now let's start the home page, right? Okay. This is my home page. So dot home. This is my home page. We set everything we did. We did the display. Says display to flex. And then the flex direction. The flex direction should be column. And then we align items. We do this flex, and then we come to realign the text at the right text align. Text align, we do this right. Okay. And then we come to our home content. Home content. So in our home content, we also display everything. Create a flex box here. Create a flex box for everything. Relax. This is home. I think this should actually be for the home content, because what I wanted to do is actually not working. Let's see. This is actually for the home content. So for the home, it should be at the center. I want this to be at the center. So let me align items to the center. Justify content to the center, so it becomes right in the middle of this. I want this to be in the middle of this. Let me do this too. Okay. Create a gap of 15 rem. me say for this, set the flex direction to column, and then we set the align items to flex end, and then flex align should be at the right. Okay. Comment. Alright, let's continue. Let's going to take some small break. So let's continue now. Let's start the header, the h1 header. So dot home content, which is for h3, and then we set the margin. Set the margin of 1 rem for top and down. I'm gonna find the issue. So font size should be 1.5 rem. Font width should be 500, and then the line height. The line height should be 1.8. Yeah, so we are done with this, but I think in my HTML file I have a mistake because this is not how I want it to appear. And I made a mistake somewhere. Let's see, let's go. Yeah, I need to check for the bug. Give me a couple of minutes, I'll be back. Okay, so I think we made in our HTML, where is it? Yeah, we created a section for this where we made it, yes. So with this section, I need to style this section to actually make everything appear. That's why it's not appearing the way I want it to appear. Just realize. So section, just need to create a section for it. So the minimum height of this should be 100 so this will make it take the whole piece. So every section will take a whole piece. Every section will just take a whole piece from everything, and then we set a pattern for it. Every section will take a whole piece. 10 rem for top and down, right? And then we are targeting the image file, right? So let's set the width. Let's set the width to 32. It will set this to 50% of its original, right? And then we set the border radius for it to give it edges. The border radius, we set this to 50% to make it a little, to make it rounder a bit. And then we just place a box shadow. And then this box shadow, I want it behind it, not in front of it. So this is 25 pixels, which will be behind, ease in, ease out. Okay, to make it smooth. So after creating an animation for it, you need to actually set the animation to actually work. So home image, set this to 50 pixels, then set this to 100 so it will spread evenly. Okay, so it's actually behind the image. Where is it? After I hover around it, so we are done. We are done. And then for the social icons, which is in the HTML file, I also have to give it, I don't know if it's fine. I will see it a moment from now. Social icons. And then the color should be, and then 0.5 frame for left and right. Yes, what is it? So set animation for it. The transition, set this to 0.3 seconds. Make it appear at the top, so we translate it across the y-axis. And it should be -5 pixels so that it will be at the top. Okay, so it will over at the top, over at the top, over at the top, over at the top, yes. And then place a box shadow to around it. So a box shadow, let's paste this. So we are done. We are done. We are done. I don't know why that's not appearing, but I'll figure that out soon. So yes. And then for the button group, dot button group display everything to further. The button group, which is the higher and the contact, make everything to flex. Create a gap for it. The gap should be 1.5 rem. Gap should be 1.5 rem. And then we create a button, right? So display should be inline block. Then we set padding for this. The padding should be 1 rem. Pixel. Yes, easy results. Okay. Okay, so now this is everything. So we need to just go and set our animation so that button hover. Set this transform. Scale it. Make it bigger. 1.05. Then we add a box shadow. So here is a box shadow. Oh, goodness. So where is it? So this is our home page. Good. So right now I just want this to be different from this. So I want this to appear in a black manner. So I want it to be like a black. So I need to select this out of everything. So we go to button group and then we select this individually. That's a contact here. Class button group which will CSS file. I don't know, I think my app is messing up with me because it just paused for a whole lot and now it is back. I'm even shocked that it didn't work. I'm sorry guys, because this one is just taking a toll out of me. I'm just finding bugs and bugs. But then my app actually has failed me because it stopped recording and then now I realized it's not recording again. So let me just okay. So the reason I wanted this to be black, right? I wanted the contact to be different from the higher. So let me pick a background color for this. Background color, and then let me just make this black. Background color should be black. No, not this. Need to create. I need to create. I just need to create this. Background color. Let me set this to black. Then let me set the color inside. Color to main color. border of 2 pixels, and the color should also be the main color. And let's set a box shadow. Box shadow 0.5 pixels. Okay, that's without showing. So I just need to click, and then we'll see the LinkedIn button showing. Image, click source, and go to download so that it will input the image for us. Okay, that's it. So after this, we also create a div for the about content. So that about content, what we'll have here, so the about content, we'll have the ET tag, we'll have the HT tag with the, and then the me will place it in the span of this. So this is it. So after this, then we'll create a paragraph for this. Okay, creating a paragraph. Then we set, we're creating a paragraph, and we create an anchor tag again, a link. So a link, create a class with it, and then we set this to this, and then what we write in the link is guys, I'm so sorry, but my app is actually messing around with me. It actually stops and then starts by itself. I don't know why it does that, but I'm so sorry. I just realized again that I'm still coding without me. I'm sorry, guys. So just over content to the center, and then align items should also be center. Then you need to create a gap for this to be 10 rem, and a background. You need to create a background for this. Background should have my second background color. Okay. Okay, so we are done. Let's call the image dot about image. I think I realize what is happening. Why my it keeps pausing. I think I set the space to pause the video, so I think I need to delete this because it's actually affecting my video a lot. It's affecting my video a lot because everything I've done has been cleared right now. So let me just apply this and then we are done. Because guys, I'm so sorry, so sorry. It's what happened again. Border radius missing. So you guys aren't missing about anything. I'm just telling the about section. This is the home section. I'm done with the home section. This is the home section, and then I'm doing for the about section. So you guys aren't missing anything at all. So sorry for what happened. This is box shadow, and then we do this 0, 0, 25 pixels. So it will be around it. So the black will be my main color. And then we set an animation for this. This is the transition 0.4 seconds, easy in, out. So it's the same thing as the other one. So we have to set a hover for this too. So dot about image hover. So set the box shadow. We are spreading everything like before. 25 pixels. Set this main color. Spreading everything evenly. Alright, so we are done with this. So let's just do the images about content dot. But about content is to, so the H2 we just set the font size to 7 rem. Then text align, set text align to left. Okay, so paragraph, we do the same for the paragraph. So about content paragraph. We also create the font, we also make the font size a little bit bigger. Set the font size to 1.8 rem. And then okay, then we do for the button too. So dot about content button, and then we set a margin so that it differentiates from the paragraph. So margin, it says the margin, where is not the margin, 3 rem. About content dot. Okay, okay. So now we need to put a scroll bar. We need to design the scroll bar. So we need to do scroll bar. So over this term. So this is background color. Wow, it's not working. Okay, let's just move away from this. We are done with the about section actually, so let's just go to our HTML file and let's just go and create our HTML document. Let's create our HTML document. Let's create another section for services. Create another section for services. The services too won't be that big, so let's create a div for the services. So there's another section. So section, we should do this once and for all. So section dot class dot so dot services. So this create an h2 element for this. Create h2 elements for this, and this h2 element, what do we include here? In this h2 element, we include a class for this class and give it a heading. Then we give this a heading, and then what we write here is service. Okay. So after that, then we create a big div, and then this div will contain services container. So services container, and then in this services container, we should have another div which contains the service box. Like we are making like cards. Yeah, you are making cards for this. This should be in like a card form. So dot service box, right? And then in this service box, we also be having individual infos. So dot service info. Alright. Okay, so in the first one, we need to include one of the box icons. So the class for this, and then for this one, it will be Figma. Alright. And then let's create a paragraph for this. Creating a paragraph. Okay. So now let's create another div for this service box. Let's create a div for this service box with dot service box. Now this service box we have service info, and then in this we also have to create the same class for this. So we do this, create a class for it, and then ex b x code. So it will be coming from our box icon. Right. Set an if4 element for the same thing, and then we get front end. So this is my service system, front end development. Okay, I need to create a p tag for the same thing. Let's see here. Okay, we are done with this one too. We are done with this one too. So we need to do the same for this. So create another div, and this div will be service box again. Service box is each individual card, and in this service box we have service info dot service info. This service info, so same thing. Set a class for this, then we make its box icon. Make this another Figma. Create an if4 element for this, if4, and then we get backend development. paragraph for this, you already know, lorem. Okay. Alright, so done with this. So we just need to go install everything in the CSS section. So we need to go to CSS and then we go install everything from the services section. So let's go to CSS. What am I doing? Where is CSS, right? So the services, that was the first one. Dot services, set the background color, set the background color to background color from my root element, and we set the text color to black. So then we go to the H2 element, we target the H2 element, and then we set the color for the same thing, and then we make this text color. Alright, so we come to the service container dot services dot services container. Then we set the display to flex. With the flex, we center everything. So no, if services is a container, is the individual cards, right? So we need to put this in a grid format. Yes, we put everything in a grid and we make it into columns. So grid template columns. We make this repeat itself. Repeat, and then we make auto fit. Make this auto fit, so auto fit, comma, then min max, and we make it 300 pixels each, and then one fraction. Okay. Then we align the items to the center, and then we create a gap for each 2.5 rem. Okay, you won't see it because I'm not done with each and everything inside. Coming with this container. Alright. Okay, so I actually created a heading for this, so I need to create a head. I need to start the heading first before. So dot heading, dot heading. This one we says text align to center. Text align to center. We set font size to 7 rem. Then we give it a margin. Margin 5 rem up and down, 0 left and right. Okay, that works. Works now. Okay, so now let's create the individual boxes for everything. So dot service box, right? Display should be flex, and then we justify the content. It should be center. We align items should also be center. Set a background color for this. Background color, no, of main. We give this a height of 600 pixels. Make the cursor almost clickable. Then we create a border for this 5 pixels. Solid. No. Solid. No. Transparent. Then let's create an animation for this transition. Transition should be 0.4 seconds. Ease in, ease out. So the service box over create a background of the second background color. Then we set the color, that is the text color, to orange, to the main color. And we give it a border of 5 pixels, solid, of the main color. Then save the animation, which is transform, make it bigger on a scale of 1.05. Okay. Let's make it 1.03. Okay, so this is it. So now let's go to the individual info dot service info. Display to flex. Set display to flex. We set the flex direction to column. Set the text align to center. place everything at the center, and then we align items to at the center, so everything will be at the center. Everything will be at the center. Great pattern for this to make it look a little bit nice. Okay, so not working. Servicing. Okay, so let's start the H4 elements. Dot service info H4 H4. Set the font size to 4 set the margin for this with 2 set the font width, make the font width a little bit heavy. Font width will be 800. So alright. Now that service info, we are telling the paragraph right now. So the paragraph we set the font size to 1.4 then we set the font width to 600, and then we set the line height. Set the line height to 1.7. Okay. So with the box icon, we need to also set the box icon to service info. So the box icon, which is I, and also give it a font size of 8 so it becomes bigger. 8 Okay. Alright. Okay. This will replace side by side. So side by side, where is it? Why they doing this? Services container. Where is it? Services container. Display thread. Create template columns are repeating. Auto fit min max 300 on fraction. Okay, let me see what I do work right now. Okay, so I made it I instead of 1, so that's why it was looking too big. So, okay, so I'll find my background now. So let's continue. I'm now going to start the contact. So we are done with the services. So let's move on to contact. So we need to go to HTML and also go and do our contact section. So with this, we also break down from this. We break down from this. And we also create a section for contact. So section dot contact, and we give this a unique ID. This ID binds it with the navigation. So contact. Okay. We have to create an h2 element. H2 element with a class of the heading which I've already styled already. Heading has already been styled. So I'll give this contact. Okay. So contact, place the me in the span. Okay. Now let's create a form. Let's create a form. So let's create a form. Here we come to dot input group. So this we also have another div which is dot input box. Alright, now let's create our file. Let's create our form. So we have input type. Input type. We place text here. We make the placeholder full name, right? And we close this tag. Also bring another. Let me just copy everything here. Right, very simple. Input type, we do this email, and then we do this email. Alright. Input box. So first one was in an input box. We are putting the second one also in an input box. We do this, paste this one again. Input type. But this time we do this the number. Then I come to my placeholder and I do this phone number. Phone number. Okay. if I do same for this, so for this, I just place instead of number, I do this text, then I place the subject here. Subject. Okay. Right now we are done. We are done with this. So we just need to create another input group again. So this will be a different one. So input 2. We have input 1 and input 2. So input 2 will be a text area where I can type my messages. So input group 2. Okay. So input group 2. This time I do this text area, and then I set a name. I set a name for this, and a name for this. Let's just make a name for this. Let's just leave it be. So we come here, and then we set an ID for it, and then ID 2 will be this, and then create a placeholder. Placeholder will be your message. Let's read the text here. Okay. So now I need to create submit. Set the value, and then we send this send. Okay. Send message. Send message. And I give this a class of button. So you can take the already styled button. Alright, so we are done. So this is it. This is how it looks like. So this is my first input box, and this is my second input box, and this is the message. So we just need to go to CSS and go and start this. We just need to go to CSS and then we start this. Where is my CSS? This is my CSS again. So dot contact. Set the background color. Background color, we set it to my background color. Right. Then we go to dot contact issue. Then we set the margin button to 3 then the color. Set the color to text color. Okay. Now let's just go to the form itself. Contact form. Let's do this for the form. So the form will make the display align with itself. Then we align the items at the center. Line items at the center, we justify them. So all become at the center. We give a gap for it. The gap will be 3 rem. Then the margin 5 rem for up and down and 0 for left and right. Okay, and then set text align to center. Okay, now we are done with this. Alright, perfect. So now what we have to do, we have to resize everything, the whole content. So dot contact, we are resizing everything. So dot contact form, we have dot input box, dot input box, and then we have dot contact form. Text PDF. Okay, so we are resizing everything. So we set the width to 100%. Set the width 100%. We give it a little bit padding. The padding should be 2.5 rem. Padding 2.5 rem. We set the font size to 1.8 rem. The text color I give it my own text color white. Give everything to a background color of background color, and then we give this a border radius of 2 rem. Then we give this a border of 2 pixels solid. Then we make it orange. Then we give this a margin, and then we will just resize it to none. So we give this a margin 1.5 rem 0. And then we come here, we make the resize none. So the resize none, and then we are done. Alright. So that is all. That is all. Contact form dot input box input. We are done. We're almost done. So as of now, you are just left with a footer. We just put a footer. Then we set this to the media. Then that is all. Yes. So let's just go to our HTML and then just go and create a footer. HTML, let's create a footer. So footer dot footer. Right. Yes. We are also going to include another box icon. So let's create a class of social icon. Okay. So with this, I need to go and copy everything from here and come and paste it. Okay. So I come back and then paste everything here. Okay. And then you create an unordered list. Create an unordered list with a class list. And then you create individual link. We do this. Here. Frequently asked questions. Copy this and we do this about 3 times. And with this we do this services. About um, do this contact. Alright, so we are done with this. So we come here and create a p tag. Right. So I can style it. This is my footer. Alright, we are done. So this is our footer. So we just need to go and install everything. We're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done. We're almost done. So we need to go to our CSS and we go and redo the footer. Left out the footer and then also footer. This is the footer with this background color. second background color. We give it a padding of 50 pixels, top and down 0, and then dot footer dot social icons. We also style this. Put the text to your right. Now let's put it at the center. And then dot footer, the unordered list. Set text align to center, and then we give this font size of 1.8 rem. 1.8 rem. Okay, then we set another footer. This time we are styling the list itself, the actual list. Set the display to inline block. Then we create a margin for this. Margin left to 20 pixels. Then we start the individual length inside. So UL, the list, and then the link itself. Set the text color to white, and then we create a border button under it. Make this 3 pixels solid with my main color, which is the orange color. No. This is supposed to be for the over property, not the actual link itself. You have to set the transition for that first. Oh, that's what I did. It is actually right, but this property is for the over transparent. And then we set the transition. Transition should be 3 seconds. Ease in, ease out. And then we come to dot footer UL li over. And then we come back to dot footer dot copyright. We set text align to center. And we set the margin to the top to 40 pixels. And we set the font size to 16 pixels. Alright, so we are done. We are done. me set transition to 2 seconds. Okay, well, that is all. We are done. We are done with the website. Actually done with the website. Everything is working. You can type, can type, can type. So that is all. We are done. So we need to make this reactive. So how do we make this reactive? We can make this reactive by these services. Let's go with this. This is the home. Like it. Heading services. Like create a heading for this. The heading should have a property. It is H2. Well, let me see if I use span. Okay, so actually we are done. So let's make this more reactive. I wanted to start this, but there is no time. So let's just make this more reactive, and that is all. So we need to create the art media. We need to create the art media. This is the art media. And then make it the max width, the maximum width it can take. The maximum width it should take should be 1212 pixels. Then with this, the menu icon, that is the hash icon there, should display whenever we are resizing it. Whenever we are resizing it, it should be blocked. The display should be blocked. Okay, that is all. So the nav bar, the position should be absolute. top should be 100%. Right should be 0. The width should be 50%. The padding should be 1 rem, then 3 rem for both left and right. So up and down will be 1, and left and right will be 3. And then we set the background to make it more like with the border bottom, left radius, set this to 2 rem, set the border left to 2 pixels solid, with the color to be my main, and we set the border button. Set the border button to 2 pixels solid, also main color, and then we set display to none. So we use JavaScript to display everything here. JavaScript to display everything here. So we are done with the navbar. So this is where JavaScript will play a very big role here. So navbar dot active make a display block, and then dot variance button, display should be none, and then the home content will align the items be at center. Then we set text align to center again. Then dot the home image, set the width to 56. This. Then we come to the about set flex direction to column reverse and set the text align to center. So that's about the H2 elements. The H2 element should have a text align of center, margin to rem o okay, and then the about image dot about image to we set the width to 52 always original, and then for the contact form we set the flex direction to column. Alright, we are done. Okay, so let's see how it behaves let's see how it behaves. Okay, so this is how it behaves when it is becoming a mobile type. This is what happens. So this ends this. So we use JavaScript to actually open this. So it comes like this when you're opening it on your mobile phone. This is how it behaves. On your mobile phone, this is how it behaves. Okay. Mobile phone, this is how it behaves. Think I need to create another one, but when I do this, let me do one for home. This is in the home section, so we just do one for home. So dot home. Let's set flex direction to column reverse, and then a margin of 5 rem 0, and then a gap of 5 rem. This is it. Okay, so it actually is how it behaves when we are on the mobile phone. So now let's use JavaScript to display. Let's use JavaScript to display. Okay, so right now let's use JavaScript. Let's use JavaScript to display everything. Here's my JavaScript. So we use JavaScript when we are displaying it on the mobile phone. Coming. Okay. Okay, so the JavaScript, let's create a variable and let's name the variable. Let's menu icon menu icon be equal to document dot query selector, and then let's set this to let's link it with this menu icon from my previous HTML file. Alright, and then let's also create a variable, and let's navbar be equal to document dot query selector, and let's link this with dot navbar. Okay, then let's create a function where after a click it displays another dot and click. Dot on click equals so whenever we click it, it will display the menu icon with the class list dot toggle. It will display the X from box icon. By passing it to the whenever it is active, so you're passing it to the active. So yes. So this is for the mobile menu toggle. That is when we are in the phone side, and then it actually combines the navigation links closer together. So when we do this and want to access the navigation bar, this one makes us able to click here, nothing works. But after I've done this I'm not saved it, so you see I'm clicking on it, nothing works. But after I save it and then I press here, see it shows. Here's what JavaScript did. You see, so right now I need to make it's now active, but then the X isn't showing, so I need to make the X show right now. So I need to do everything on it so that it will show. So let's just continue to do this. This is how I've opened it. So I need to create the option where it will close it. So let's go. Let's continue on document dot query selector all dot now bar for each link dot on click equals this equals so navbar dot class list dot remove when active. And then menu icon dot class list dot remove. What are you removing? You are removing the other one, so BF from box icon. You can put this in version quotation marks. So yes. Alright. Alright, so this is it. So I press here, it comes. Come on, it's not showing. Come on, let me check my code well. Let me check my code well. There isn't this one here. Let's see whether it's because of that. Maybe there's another one. So then don't click. Then this comes. Then this comes. Let me check. Alright, let's continue. Let's continue. So let's just make let's continue. Okay. So let's just create everything and let's just see whatever is happening. So this is let's create a form validation feedback. So document dot query selector or query selector or input show dot for each. Alright, so I consulted with a lot of things and now we are done with the JavaScript side. And yes, this is what it actually does. So look at it. When you come here, this is it. So what this one sees is that this one allows me to hide my this one allows me to open my this one like this, and when I click here, I click anywhere, it just hides it. You see, so I'm able to move smoothly through it, right? And I'm able to close with this side. I'm able to close the this one the button by pressing. So if I press it, it automatically closes about me section, services section, and it closes, right? And then when I do this, it will highlight everything. So this is my JavaScript code. And even if I press this side, when I press the escape key on the monitor, it actually also goes away. So this is the beauty of JavaScript. Yes. So we are done with our projects right now. So our our this is our website right now. Nice, beautiful website which you can host and use. So I think that is all. Thank you all for staying with me and have a blessed day or a blessed night. Yes. So there's another website. So you can check the link and everything. You can also follow me and everything. So that is it for today. I'll see you in another video. Thank you all and goodbye.